And welcome to Jones Arena here in the great state of Delaware. Goldey Beacom getting ready to take on St. Thomas Aquinas in men's basketball. Benny Pennella, Pat Garianis, and the man doing the camera work for you is the lovely Nick Hall. Right now, though, before we get into things, we have to pause for the national anthem. Here on 302 Sports, Goldey Beacom, St. Thomas Aquinas. The lovely voice of Kate Ferry giving us the national anthem as we get ready for the Warriors, the Spartans and the Lightning. Benny Pennella, Pat Garianis, and going into this one, the Lightning dropping their first two games of the season to Franklin Pierce and Southern New Hampshire. However, this is a different game. This is a St. Thomas Aquinas team that poses a pretty big task.
No, you're exactly right, Benny. St. Thomas Aquinas comes in number 16 in the country. They're a high-energy team. They like to press. That's what Coach Deckmar told us this Wednesday on 302 Sports Weekly. They're going to press the whole game, full court, nonstop. It'll be interesting to see how Goldie handles the pressure. Goldie, of course, coming off a fantastic season last season, Benny. 20-7 overall, 14-5 in the conference, with a best regular season win total in school history and the berth to the CACC tournament. The Lightning also posted a school record 12-game winning streak last year, a team best 11 road wins, and led the league with 81.3 points per contest. They shot a league best 49.5% from the floor and were crowned the January Team of the Month in a poll conducted by Hero Sports and were listed 9th in the first NCAA East Region rankings of the year. This is a team coming off a very strong season. However, a lot of new faces for Goldey Beacom. Only two returning starters, Dante Thompson and Corey Tate. It's going to be interesting to see how the new team can mesh and if they can build, and they get an early tough task here at home against St. Thomas Aquinas.
St. Thomas Aquinas team that last year was able to get to the NCAA East, won the NCAA East region, made the NCAA tournament, but lost to Northwest Missouri State in the NCAA tournament, finished with a record of 28-6 last year. You brought up this new roster, or new team that the Lightning have, a lot of new faces, but still you have the same Corey Tate going out there and doing a fantastic job as he always does. Tate, in his last game, on 10 of 17, was able to get 29 points, along with 5 assists, 4 rebounds, and 2 steals. When Tate gets going, this is a really good Lightning team that's tough to beat.
That they are, Ben. I mean, they're a team. He's a guy, he gets a lot of points off of his defense. He's, I believe, 7th all-time. He is 7th all-time in career steals here at Goldey Beacom with over 100 in his first 2 seasons. He's a guy that can get out in transition and finish at the rim. He's also got a nice little mid-range jump shot. I think you're going to look for that in this one. Try and get those points just inside the three-point line. Or he might have just picked up a three-point line over the offseason. So we're going to see. And then Dante Thompson, the other returner, high-flying dunk machine, number 3 in white. Keep an eye out for him. He will be looking to posterize a few guys today, Ben.
Dante putting the D in dunk and the D in his name as well. Looking at this team, The starting five, last game for Troy Stansel, who has gotten some starts this season. He was 1 of 2, 2 points, 3 rebounds, 5 steals. They're gonna, 3 rebounds and 3 steals. They're gonna need a little bit of better production from Troy Stansel. They'll also need some production from Tevin Service, who is in the starting lineup tonight. We got your starting lineups right now for the Goldey Beacom Lightning. Troy Stansel, Dante Thompson, Corey Tate, Tevin Service, and Meyer Johnson. And Meyer Johnson, his last game, 9 points on 4 of 12 shooting, no rebounds and no assists. But he's a guy that gets in the lineup because he is a junior and he's a lot of experience as well.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And this Aquinas team, it's going to be interesting, Benny. I mean, it's going to be interesting. They got some experience. I mean, they also got some young guys mixed in there as well. They come off a 10-point victory over Jefferson. It's their 3rd straight to start the year off.
Mm-hmm.
And like you talked about, James Mitchell, 28 points. Justin Reyes added 19 in their previous game. So those are 2 guys just to keep an eye on, Benny. And those guys can fill it up.
The starting five for the Spartans: James Mitchell, Zachary Wisniewski, Justin Reyes, Shaquille McFarland, and Ross Greenfield, the senior from Dix Hills, New York, out of Half Hollow Hills West High School. Getting ready for tip-off here at the Jones Center as Goldey Beacom getting ready to take on St. Thomas Aquinas Spartans Lightning on 302 Sports.
And, of course, right here, this is a ceremonial tip-off. This is a special occasion out here for Goldey Beacom. It's Legacy Week.
Yes, it is.
And there's a lot of alumni in the building. And of course, this is an alumnus right here throwing off the special ceremonial tip-off here. So it's going to be a great atmosphere. It's crowded. There is some fans in the seats here, and everyone got a yellow T-shirt, a Goldey Beacom yellow T-shirt. Hey, this is going to be fun, Ben. I can't wait.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be a great year.
It is going to be a great year for Goldey Beacom basketball, trying to build off their best record in team history last season. Also during the game, we're going to see the women's tennis and men's soccer teams get their banners raised here in the Jones Center. That'll come during the media timeouts. We'll have that for you, though, on 302 Sports. Waiting the tip-off, it'll be Dante Thompson and Justin Reyes in center court. Tip is underway. St. Thomas Aquinas gets it. They'll move from left to right, as you see on your screen, or right to left, as you see on your screen. We'll rotate to the left side. Greenfield, baseline jumper for Mitchell is off. Rebounded by Goldey Beacom.
So Mahir Johnson, he's a new face right here for the Lightning.
Johnson to Thompson.
We talked about a lot of them, so this is a lot of new faces. Let's see how they mesh, Benny.
Corey Tate with the ball right now, going to Thompson. Thompson backing down his defender. Dribbles it off the defender's foot, back out to Troy Stansel, who knocks down the deep ball.
That's one of those transfers. We're talking about Stansel coming in. He's a junior, another new face here in white. And a 3-0 early start here for Goldey Beacom. That's a good sign, Benny.
Big 3 there for Stansel out of Garden City Community College in Washington, D.C.
As you see, Goldey Beacom coming out man-to-man early in this one.
Reyes to Greenfield. He'll drive the lane, kick it out wide to James Mitchell. Take some dribbles in. Baseline, Reyes working around the defender, and the Spartans will get 2 there.
That's a good take there by Reyes. Was patient, put a little pump fake, nice little post move, and here we go. Here's the pressure early on St. Thomas Aquinas. Coach Deckmar told us we're going to press all game full court, and here you go, early taste of it right here.
It's got to be very frustrating to work with if you're the Goldey Beacom. Any team facing a full court pressure the entire game.
If you're going to press full court, Ben, you better be deep. And you look at that St. Thomas Aquinas bench, they have a lot of players. They're going to have to keep them fresh if they want to press the whole game.
Going for 3 is Meyer Johnson, nailing it. Buckets for Johnson.
Mahir Johnson, a transfer from Delaware State University, Ben. He went to Chester High School, or he was from Chester. I'm not sure if he went to Chester High School. So he's a local guy, not quite Delaware guy, but he's still kind of local. Hearing
from assistant coach Eric Epstein that he did some play for Glasgow as well his sophomore and junior season. Mitchell from deep. That one rattles around the rim. Baseline, 1 step in for McFarland, and he will be fouled.
Now they're going to call jump ball in that one, Benny.
Jump ball, excuse me.
Dante Thompson using his size. He's a 6'7" forward. In Division II, you're not going to see many guys much taller than him.
The tallest player for St. Thomas Aquinas is 6'7". It's Jules DeCourtney, and he has not played in quite some time. Might be battling an injury. Played up for Tevin Service. Jumper is off there. Rebounded by Thompson. Going back and forth here. Thompson trying to find an outlet. He'll have Johnson in the corner, and he'll nail it.
Here we go. They're hot to start this one, Benny. 3 early three-pointers for the Lightning, and the alumni are happy.
Corey Tate thinking about a steal there. Little pass to Mitchell. Past the lane. Had the rim, but it bounced out.
Good start early for the Lightning. A couple things haven't gone St. Thomas Aquinas' way, but let's see if the hot shooting continues. I'll tell you what, it's kind of weird when you see him miss, Ben, after the start here.
Several threes to go along.
Nice
You're going to see
take.
Tevin service. Hitting the dish there to put Goldey Beacom up 11-2. 17 left here in the first. And Greenfeld trying to ball here, goes out to Mitchell on the far side. Back to Riznicki here at the top of the key to Greenfeld. He'll try to the baseline. He'll kick it out, and it'll be taken away. Turnover there for the Spartans, and the Lightning bringing it up.
Yeah, it's a bad spot to go if you're an offensive player. You don't want to get yourself caught in a corner like that. He's forced to throw a little pass that doesn't have much on it, and Goldie steals it.
Stancil to Johnson for 3. That one hits the backboard. No good. Mitchell bringing it up for the Spartans. Center court now, back to the top of the key to Mitchell. Or excuse me, that one is to Reyes. McFarland for 3. That one hitting the front of the rim. And it'll be Corey Tate to bring it up. Tate coming off a 29-point game. He's shooting efficiently as well. That one, almost an up-down. It'll be Stancil for 3. Gets it to go! Troy Stancil have a game, why don't you? Multiple threes there for that young man.
Hey, look, this team is on fire, Benny, to start this game off now. The three-point shot is falling. And there's a steal by Corey Tate. We talked about him in the pregame. He gets himself involved.
They're trying to strike multiple times. Thompson got fouled on his way up. He'll shoot 2.
There it is, Dante Thompson, Benny. Get used to seeing that from him. He's a physical player, likes to use his physicality, and right there he gets and picks up the foul, gets himself to the foul line.
Mentioned Thompson being a physical player, leads the Lightning in rebounds on the season. He's got 11.
That he is. I mean, he's averaging 11 points and 5.5 rebounds per game. Corey Tate having a great year to start off, 22 points per game, 5 rebounds. Those two guys, they're going to be the backbone of this team, especially scoring the ball. They're the 2 guys returning. They know how Coach Deckmar likes to run his system, and they're going to have to really rely on those 2 early on.
Well, right now we are honoring the women's tennis team for their fantastic season, unveiling their banner during this media timeout.
That they are, the women's tennis
is.
2017 CACC champions.
That is their second consecutive season, winning it last year in 2016. A lot of banners hanging up here in the Jones Center as Goldey Beacom Athletics continue to have spectacular seasons all around. Again, congratulations go out to the women's tennis team of Lightning. They're 2017 CACC champions. Well, the media timeout, we will remind you that every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock, you got to go to Hooters, the 136 Astro Shopping Center, for 302 Sports Weekly. Airs live every Wednesday. You can always check it out live at your home on 302 Sports on YouTube. You're watching Goldey Beacom versus St. Thomas Aquinas. Dante Thompson going to the line here after being fouled. Goldey Beacom up 14-2 here, under 16 left to play in the first. Thompson's first free throw. Swish.
Splash. Dante from the foul line this season, he's only been there 1 time. He's 1 for 2. And he continues that trend. Yep. 15-2 Goldie on top early. We're working. I'm trying to get this scoreboard up. Hopefully we can get it up here shortly, ladies and gentlemen.
It is McFarland dishing it down low. Now over to Chris Atkinson. And back to Jamar Sudan. Jamar Sudan for a jumper and gets that one to go. 4 points for St. Thomas Aquinas. Here comes that full court pressure the Warriors love to bring, or the Spartans love to bring.
And that's the thing. The Spartans, that's going to be the key in this game. If they got to be able to make shots in order to set that press up.
Johnson kicking this one out to Stancil, continuing to be the sharpshooter on this one. 18-4 after the 3. Got a rush now.
It's a beautiful stroke by Stancil. I mean, you can see he keeps the elbow in. There's a turnover caused by Corey Tate. And it's a pretty looking shot.
Chris Atkinson turning it over to the junior from Hempstead, New York. Long Island Lutheran High School is where he graduated from. St. Thomas Aquinas making a quick switch. Checking back in is James Mitchell. Checking off the court is Peter Alkinson. Tate.
Good job breaking that trap.
Relay to Meyer Johnson, who's going to drive the lane, looking for the layup, couldn't get it to go.
Kevin Lynch, the 6'6" freshman, getting that block there, and it's a nice job by him.
You never see a freshman that tall, you know he's probably going to grow another inch or two. Mitchell from the corner, can't get that one. It hits the front of the rim. Rebounded, though, by Justin Reyes of St. Thomas Aquinas, and a foul on his way up. He'll shoot 2 at the line. First foul for Goldey Beacom as they lead by 14 here in the first. 14:30 left to play. 18-4 in favor of the Lightning. Reyes at the line. Redshirt senior sinking the first one from Haverhill, Massachusetts, and Whittier Tech High School. This
1 or 2 for him. I think they're going to call a violation. Goldey Beacom player, I believe that was Stancil, just leaked in a little too soon. You can't break the 3-point line before that ball hits the rim, Benny, or it might be before the release. I think it's before the rim, and that's what happened there.
Stancil, the sharpshooter so far, being a contributor for Goldey Beacom, but cost him a point there as Thomas Aquinas gets 2 for 2 at the line so far.
They said, and making the foul shot allows them to set up this pressure. They're going to look to trap, and there they go. They force a turnover.
James Mitchell, wow, to Justin Reyes, bringing it home.
There it is, Benny. That's one thing you're going to see from them. They like to be a high-flying act.
Corey Tate over to Stancil to Tevin Service. He'll dish it down low for Thompson, taking a couple steps, and they're going to get him for a travel.
That's a tough one, Dante. But I like the move. Go splits a double team and the old baby skyhook.
Impressive look there for Thompson. Took many steps to get there. 18-8. St. Thomas Aquinas rolling from right to left. Mitchell trying to move. He'll dish it out to Chris Atkinson. Goes down low for Reyes. Reyes bumping around there. Back out to Atkinson. This one to Jamar Sedan. Sedan out to Kevin Lynch, who tried a 3. Couldn't get that one to go, and Corey Tate will have it.
And one thing you saw from Goldie last year is they like to push the ball up the court with tempo, and right there they do a very similar thing, and now they're set up in their offense. They don't allow the defense to get set.
To Stancil for 3. Can't get that one to go. Thompson again. The vacuum cleaner he is. Trying to find an open man, dishing this one out to Tate.
Now let's see. Now that is there, you see a little bit of like a matchup zone right here from St. Thomas Aquinas in the half court.
Adjusting to the quick offense the Lightning have been able to produce and the deep shooting they've been able to do. Johnson, that one in the front of the rim. And here comes St. Thomas Aquinas, down 10. They're on a good run though. Reyes thought about a 3. He's got 6 points so far. Dishing this one out to Atkinson for 3.
And it's good. There's going to be a timeout by Goldie, Benny.
There's going to be a timeout by Goldey Beacom. Starting to see a little bit of the bleeding. They're going to try and stop it. And St. Thomas Aquinas has been on a pretty good run so far. After being down 18 to, I believe, 4 at one point, they've struck for 7. And Goldey Beacom calling a quick timeout. Right now we're going to give you a quick scoring update. Justin Reyes leading St. Thomas Aquinas with 6 points. And for Goldey Beacom, Troy Stancil with 11 points so far. He's 4 of 6 from the field, 3 of 5 from beyond the arc. Stancil, the sharpshooter on the season for Goldey Beacom, has shot barely inconsistently from beyond the arc. He's 1 of 5 going into this one, 3 of 8 from the field. In his last game, Stancil shot just 1 of 2 for 2 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 steals.
And early in this one, Ben, you would think Goldey Beacom was the 16th ranked team in the country with the way they've come out firing on all cylinders. And there's a little bit of too much pressure right there. That would be number 22, Jamar Sedan, the freshman from Chester High School. A little too antsy there on that pressure, and a good job by Corey Tate holding his ground and then getting the foul call.
18 to 11 in favor of Goldey Beacom, but
if I'm Tevin Service, I'm breaking right to the backcourt right here. And there he goes. And look at that.
Service
I mean,
doing
you saw
that.
it.
Great pass. Led him a little bit.
Yeah.
Down low to
Dante!
Thompson, who thought about trying to dunk it, but great defense there.
He's got a bad shoulder. You see him favoring it. That's why he's got that brace on there.
Sedan, that one put up and in by Chris Atkinson.
Dante is hurting. They're going to get him out of the game. He's in a lot of pain. And that's not a good sign for Goldey Beacom. He went up for that dunk, and he got blocked. And he comes up limp, and they're going to have to make a substitution there. That's Chandler Livingston-Simon, the senior. He's from Valpo, transfer from Valpo. You remember Bryce Drew, an NCAA tournament, that miraculous half-court shot that he hit? That's where Simon comes from.
Valparaiso University, 5 minutes and 2 personal fouls is what he collected in his last game. He'll have to come in and play big for Dante Thompson. Isaiah Graves brings it up, goes down low for Livingston Simon, who gets 2 points.
It's a nice move there by the big man, dropping down to Division II. Let's see what he's able to bring coming from Division I.
The Valparaiso product making his presence felt on the court right now. Atkinson had the dish earlier. He'll go to James Mitchell now at the top of the key, rolling to his right. Atkinson,
good defense.
Reyes.
This is like a matchup zone. He got a little too far away.
Atkinson for 3, gets that one to go, and now, think about this, folks. St. Thomas Aquinas down just 4.
And there's going to be a foul right there in the backcourt. But Kyle Elliott, the freshman from Modern Day Prep in New Jersey, got a little too far away from Chris Atkinson, who realized it, got to the top of the key, created that space, and there was no way he was going to be able to close that space up. You'd like to see him maybe, split that a little easier. And then, again, the pressure causing problems for Goldie.
Goldey Beacom, not a big fan of this full-court press. Graves brings it up, and Graves puts it in. Going court, end-to-end there to get 2. Running the full court is Isaiah Graves, the senior guard, staying at 6'2" from Atlantic City, New Jersey, and Morgan State University to transfer. Mitchell putting on some moves, kicking it back out. It's a turnover. Here comes Corey Tate, splits the defense and loses the ball.
And it's going to go the other way. That's an incredible hustle play by Chris Atkinson. I'm sorry. That's usually 2 points for Corey Tate. But the hustle by Atkinson gets him there, and they're not too happy right there on the sideline. St. Thomas Aquinas getting a little bit of a fisticuffs there, Benny.
This one having a lot of physicality brought into it. We're in immediate timeout.
We're going to stay right here, Ben. We're going to stay right here.
Right now it's 22-17. Goldey Beacom with the lead. But yeah, Chris Atkinson forcing the turnover in his previous game. The Long Island Lutheran product was 4 of 6, 8 points, 3 rebounds and steals. Had 1 assist as well. So he's a contributor off the bench, not a guy that you're going to see in the starting lineup. But as a junior, though, at some point you can expect him to work his way into the starting lineup. Maybe next season. You see they have several seniors in the lineup this year. Shaquille McFarland, you have Ross Greenfeld, Justin Reyes, a redshirt senior, and James Mitchell. With 4 starting seniors, you're starting to see this bench getting more involved for St. Thomas Aquinas and possibly the future for the Spartans.
No, you're exactly right, and it's a program that's had a couple good years, and they're going to try to continue that as it goes here, Benny. But we do got some Goldey Beacom news right here. Andrew Shearer was picked to lead the men's and women's track and field. Andrew Shearer can add the new title to his resume as the current Goldey Beacom College men's and women's cross-country coach. He will also resume the role as the first head coach for a combined men's and women's cross-country and track field program. Shearer's done a solid job in expanding the cross-country rosters over the last 2 seasons for both programs, with 11 on the men's ledger, 7 on the women's. And the men's team this fall ended 3rd in the GBC Fall Classic and saw juniors Jono Hooper record 2 top 10 finishes and 4 top 20 showings. The women also had a strong campaign with a 6th place showing in the GBC Fall Classic. So welcome aboard, Andrew Shearer.
Great stuff happening around the world of Goldey Beacom sports. Kyle Elliott checking in, the guard for Goldey Beacom, the freshman from Rahway, New Jersey.
Nice job right there. Great team defense right there. And let's see, who was that took that charge there, Benny? Was that Corey Tate?
That was Troy Stansel, number 2.
Stansel, great job stepping in, being outside of that restricted area, and taking the charge. Just great team defense, Ben, and you'd like to see that. Eric Epstein over there, former St. Mark's player. course, former St. Mark's coach Lee Sibley used to always teach that.
Pass inside to Chandler Livingston Simon. This full court press is giving Goldey Beacom fits as Corey Tate tries to navigate it.
It's given a lot of teams fits in the past.
Trying to trap him. It'll be to Livingston, feeding it to Elliott, who goes to the dish and kisses it off the glass for two.
Yeah, nice little give and go action right there between Simon and Elliott to get the 2 points.
Riznicki to Reyes, who has it down low, trying to find the way to the rim, and that is going to be a reach-in foul. Troy Stansel's second foul. He might have to. He's going to have to sit down, so they're going to bring back in.
He had 2 fouls early
in
the first 10 minutes of this one, Ben. That's a smart call there by Coach Deckmar. Save him. Don't want to pick up your 3rd foul here early in this game.
TJ Deckmar, very rarely do you expect a coach to, or very often you expect a new coach to improve in his 2nd season, but when you have 20-7 record, that's asking for a lot of a young coach as James Mitchell sinks a long 3.
And Benny, you're right. And look, last year was his first season as a head coach, so he's still fairly new to the position. He got lucky with a really talented team. As you can see, this pressure really caused some problems. And there's a 10-second violation against Goldey Beacom. This pressure is just nonstop, Ben. You can barely breathe.
They got to find a way to navigate it and quick. They got to find a way to negate the full court press, which is just wreaking havoc on the Lightning so far. But we have an interesting matchup because on the other side of the court, we have Tobin Anderson, the men's basketball coach for St. Thomas Aquinas, and they also on the coaching staff is Matthew Capel, Brandon Dodge, Eli Kell Abrams, and John Dwinnell.
And right there you saw Coach TJ Deckmar get into his players right there. They got to give the ball handler an outlet. You can't just, and there's a nice little steal. So I'll get
steal
back
there by Elliott, dishing it over to Johnson, who was at the rim, but it was knocked away by Riznicki. Stolen now by Graves, who gets a beautiful layup to make it 26-19 Lightning.
Nice job by Graves. But like Coach Deckmar was saying, against this trapping defense, you got to give an outlet. Someone's got to be in the middle of that court to make the pass easy for the guy who's being trapped.
Teamwork. That's what they need. Mitchell kicking it out to Atkinson for 3. Can't get it to go. Johnson with the rebound, and here come the Lightning. To Graves. Graves hoisting one up. Can't get it to go.
I'm not sure if I like that shot there by Graves. It was a little quick. We didn't really have many guys back to get an offensive rebound. I'd like to see him maybe attack the defense.
Mitchell for 3. Gets that one to go from the left side of the arc. Mitchell bringing this one to within 4. 26-22 in favor of the Lightning of Goldey Beacom. Another.
See, there's nobody in the middle of the floor. Someone's got to be in the middle of the floor there.
Oh, just missed the alley-oop, did Corey Tate. But yeah, you're right, Pat. This full court press, Goldey Beacom having a tough time navigating it. Aside from having the outlet, what more can they do at this point?
I'm telling you, you get somebody in the middle of the floor, it makes at least if you can't get it to him, it'll drag a defender to the middle of the floor, which will open up those cross-court passes. When there's nobody in the middle, it's just so much easier to defend you as an offense.
8:45 and rolling as the clock as we wind down this first half. Another traveling violation on James Mitchell.
And we had a substitution there that we missed. Number 24, Justin Salem, making his first home appearance at Goldey Beacom. Sophomore, the 6'1 sophomore transfer out of Harcum College, where former St. Elizabeth standout Jordan Money is currently attending.
A lot of New Jersey guys on this Goldey Beacom roster. Spent 4 years in New Jersey at Rowan University. Giving them a shout-out.
Hey, got to give the Hawks or the props something, right?
Football season wasn't too kind. Corey Tate bringing this one up. Crosses court to Kyle Elliott. Driving the lane.
Nice jump
dishes
stop.
it, but gets it off the foot of Tevin Service. But stolen back by Meyer Johnson, and
nice
that
job.
one good for 2. That's the feistiness of the Lightning.
It's a good job. Now they got to communicate on defense. Nothing easy here. Nice job by Johnson getting a hand on it. Defensively, Goldey Beacom is up to the challenge for the most part.
Facing the number 16 team in Division II, the St. Thomas Aquinas Spartans.
Talk about Goldey Beacom. They're coming off a tough loss on Sunday, 74-71 at Southern New Hampshire. Corey Tate, like you talked about, 29 points, besting his former career high at 26 last February against Wilmington. Dante Thompson and Kyle Elliott both had 13. Goldie shot the ball well on that one, 47%, and it's continued into this game, shooting pretty well themselves. Nice little look.
Lynch down low for Kevin, or excuse me, that was Kevin Lynch on the dish. And St. Thomas Aquinas now down 4 again. Johnson
Go.
to service, running. Elliott at the dish, and buckets for Kyle Elliott. 30-24 in favor of Goldey Beacom.
We talked about Goldie's hot shooting. They're shooting like 65 or 55% right
Reyes
now.
to his right, dishing it down low for Lynch. Again, the middle of that floor is completely vacant. And that's because of the injury to Dante Thompson.
And you can see him on the sideline in the back of your screen trying to get himself back into it.
Service to Johnson. Quick jumper there for the young man, but can't get it to go.
That's a good look, though. That's a good look. They're the type of looks you want to get.
Rysnecki for 3, jacking this one up, but can't get it to go. Rebound by Corey Tate.
It's going to stay here. I think it's going to.
But a foul call. 7:04, and we are going to take a quick media timeout. This time, though, we are honoring another of Goldey Beacom's stellar teams. It is the 2017 men's soccer team that you're going to see at midcourt.
Another conference champion right here from Goldey Beacom. And this is something that this is a little bit of what you want to see here at Goldey Beacom from all fronts. They had a successful fall campaign, and we got to hope that, the men's and women's basketball programs can follow suit. There's been a lot of success in the athletic programs throughout Goldey Beacom. Of course, last season was the inaugural season of the baseball program here. So there's a lot of great things going on at Goldey Beacom College, and now you're starting to see things pay off with the men's soccer team and the tennis team. It's something to be proud of right here. As you can see the banner unveiled right there. 2 brand new banners to hang right here in the Thomas in West Jones and West Center.
A beautiful banner there honoring this men's soccer team. And you're right, Pat, it's a developing campus. As I'm pulling up and parking at the Jones Center, I see they have backhoes and they have tractors out in the field. Just expanding this college campus and expanding this great university that is Goldey Beacom. So Lightning with a 4-point lead here with 7:04 left to play in the first. St. Thomas Aquinas, the full court pressure, has been wreaking havoc for the Lightning.
Oh, it has, and Coach Deckmar talked about it. Like we said Wednesday here on 302 Sports Weekly, he talked about this team is going to pressure us the whole game, and it's just going to be up to us to make the right decisions and not panic with the basketball. They've done a good job for the most part, but every now and then you see them start to get flustered and turn the basketball over, and that's why this game's kind of tightened up.
Reyes trying to get it to Mitchell, almost taken away. It is now for moments by Justin Salem.
I like Mitchell's game. I know he's an opposing player, but I do like his game so far early in this one.
Atkinson to Rysnecki, thought about the 3. It'll go back to Atkinson again. Atkinson to the dish for 2.
Oh, boy.
Thrusted down with authority, Justin Reyes did, but there was a foul call.
And, we talked about it, Benny. You said it earlier. Without Dante Thompson in the game, there's no rim protection right now for Goldey Beacom, and that is something that has got to Coach Deckmar driving him crazy. There's nobody stepping up, taking charges and whatnot, and the middle of the floor, like you said, is wide open. And right now, St. Thomas Aquinas is taking advantage of that, and that's why they're getting back into this basketball game.
Right now, the tallest player on the courts for Goldey Beacom is 6'4".
And the thing is, even though you're undersized and your tallest guy's 6'4", if you're in the right position defensively, you can step up. You might not block the shot, but take the charge. Take the charge, get the offensive foul, make the official make a decision whether it was a block or a charge.
This is the closest that the Spartans have gotten so far. St. Thomas Aquinas now. You felt at the start of the game it would be a bit of a blowout. It's now down to 2 points with 6:39 left.
And this is a good sign. Dante Thompson checking back into the game for Goldey Beacom. He is, of course, their big man in the middle. They need him right now. He comes up trying to relieve the pressure, loses the basketball though.
Atkinson dishing it down low. Now far side for Reyes. Driving. Back out to Rysnecki for Mitchell. Around the horn. Mitchell for 3. Can't get it to go. Put back by Reyes. And guess what, folks? It's a brand new ball game. 30-30, 6:20 left here in the first. Tate going coast to coast.
There it is. That's going to be a block. Wow, Benny, you might be saying, oh, that was a charge. He was set, clearly set, and the offense initiated the contact. You can see that little semicircle under the rim. That is a restricted area. If you are within it as a defender, no matter if you're set or not, it will automatically be a block.
So Tate to the line on the season. Tate from the charity stripe is 6 for 8 going into this one.
Very good free throw shooter. Yep, very good free throw shooter.
Crowd goes silent as he makes his first. I love that sound. You hear the
a little Mario. Yeah, yep.
That's spectacular. Tate trying to go 2 for 2 in the crowd. They go silent again.
That's Tate's first point of the game for their leading scorer, averaging 22 a game.
Can't get that one to go. He's 1 for 2 on the line so far. 1 point, 31-30. Goldey Beacom with the lead. Atkinson to Reyes. Reyes drives, throws down low.
Nice block right there.
Kevin Lynch, but it's denied.
Kevin's service.
To Tate. Far side to service. Thought about the three. He'll drive to the hoop.
Someone's got to cut. There you go. Got to cut,
Tate.
fellas.
Oh, bounced around there. Tate recovering it. Dishing to Thompson going up high. We saw last time Thompson did that. He had to leave the court with a shoulder injury.
Yeah, he doesn't look like himself right now.
Far side, Peter Alkins for 3. And guess what? St. Thomas Aquinas has a 2-point lead.
And now they're starting to look like the number 16 team in the country, Benny. They're starting to find their groove defensively and offensively. And when they can start making baskets, they can set up this pressure.
Salem to Tate.
He's calling for Dante. He wants a little pick and roll action here, and he's going to get it.
Great pick and roll there. Frees up Tate. Goes down low, trying to get the jumper. That one goes out of bounds, and it will stay with the Lightning. 5:09 left here as we prepare for the 4-minute media timeout. A reminder, every Wednesday night, put 302 Sports live on your YouTube because that is 302 Sports Weekly at the 136 Astro Shopping Center, the Hooters there. Myself and Pat Garriani's The Pat and Benny Show will have all the latest in Delaware high school sports. This one off the foot of Zachary Wisniewski. Goldey Beacom will get a do-over as they'll go back to the bottom of the line. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Pat.
They're going to go with a 4-low set right here, Goldey Beacom, and they just get it right in.
Service from the arc. Thompson to Johnson, who almost loses it, trying to find an outlet here. Goes to Thompson. We'll try a jumper from the charity stripe just about. Can't get that one to go. And now Goldey Beacom. You got to do something here because the full court press of St. Thomas Aquinas scores is going to start to put the stranglehold on this one.
And that really is not really Dante's game, that stretch 4 pick and pop type game. He's best on the block. I think they're going to call a hand check here. Let's see. On Dante, and they will. His hand never left the offensive player, and sometimes these guys call that ticky-tack stuff.
4:34 left here in the first. 2-point advantage for the Spartans, 33-31. 302 Sports brings you Goldey Beacom Lightning men's basketball here from the Jones Center.
It's been a high-intensity, high-energy game so far. Fast-paced, Benny.
Reyes tried to split the D. He'll dish it out to Wisniewski. Thought about the three. He'll take a step in, and he'll dish it back out for Alkins to Atkinson. Atkinson trying a three. Step back. Gets it to go. And yeah, Pat, you're right. 36-31, a 5-point advantage for the Spartans.
Yeah, the Spartans, they're clicking on all cylinders right now offensively.
Graves trying to go to the
what
rim.
A take.
What an up and under. Can't get that one to go. Johnson stepping back to Elliott. Johnson for 3, wide open, can't get it to go.
Yeah, the hot shooting has now kind of slowed down for Goldie from beyond the arc. They started this game off hitting their first 4. They're now 1 of 6 in their last 6 shots.
That is...
I'm sorry, 1 of 7 now.
Absolutely shocking if you saw the start of this one as we have your 4-minute media timeout. Top scorer right now for Goldey Beacom, 11 points, is Troy Stansel. And the top scorer for St. Thomas Aquinas is Chris Atkinson, Pat.
Yeah, exactly right. And just a little more news around the Goldey Beacom community. Alana Speaks and Amy Runseman named CACC second team all region. Another solid campaign for Goldey Beacom's women's soccer team saw freshman Alana Speaks from my alma mater, St. Elizabeth, and senior Amy Runciman from England, each named Conference Commissioners Association second team All-East region. Speaks, also named Central Athletic Collegiate Conference Rookie of the Year and first team All-CACC, has been an incredible addition who has impressed many with her incredible goal-scoring skills. Also a member of the basketball squad, Speaks this fall was 37th in the country with 13 goals and 41st in the country with 30 points. She was tied for third on the school's single-season list in goals and tied for fourth in points, Benny. Speaks recorded a point in 8 games, highlighted by getting 3 goals and 2 points September 27th against Lincoln. She also had a hat trick September 9th against Concordia, as well as braces against Felician and Dominican. Runciman in 2015 was named first team All-League, second team CCA All-East Region, and third team NSCAA All-East Region before she was selected to second team All-CACC a season ago. So both of those guys, or ladies, getting the job done on the pitch, Benny. Goldey Beacom as a team went 12-5-2, 8-3-1 in the CACC.
St. Thomas Aquinas bringing this one up with a 5-point lead. What does Goldey Beacom need to do defensively to tighten up and get it together?
They got to communicate more on defense, and they have to take the middle away, Benny. That's where St. Thomas Aquinas has taken advantage of them. They've either gotten layups or kicked it out for open threes.
McFarland to Alkins. It's rebounded by McFarland. Tried to go back up with it, does, and the putback is good.
There's just very little rim protection. There's very little energy right now on the defensive side of the ball for Goldey Beacom.
Livingston Simon couldn't get it. Ross Greenfeld trying to put it back up, but it's knocked away. Elliott is fouled.
Just smothering defense by Aquinas.
And they're still not backing off that full court press.
They won't. They'll press the whole game nonstop. And the thing is, for Goldie, last year they had a lot of senior leadership, a lot of upperclassmen. This year, a new team, a lot of guys, there's not as many seniors up front. It's going to be a new look for them, and they're still gelling together as a team.
Elliott bringing this one across court, driving the lane. Elliott to the rack, can't get it back.
And Dante, you can tell Dante's his strength isn't all there with that shoulder problem right now. That last year, that's a rebound he breaks down.
Atkinson to the dish, in and out. And Goldey Beacom down just 7 points, trying to rally here with 2:50 left.
Defensively, they got to do a better job of shutting that middle down, though, Benny. It's too easy right now for these guys getting to the rim.
Thompson thought about the jumper. He'll try to drive to the lane, and the beautiful kiss off the glass.
That's the Dante Thompson we got to know last year. That's the kind of moves, that's the kind of offensive game he brings.
Dante Thompson with 3 points so far in this one, 4 rebounds, and of course hasn't played that much of this game. Sat out for about a good 10 minutes because of the shoulder injury.
And he just picked up his, I believe, first personal foul right there. Kind of got him with the body there, and 7 fouls means St. Thomas Aquinas will go to the charity stripe for the bonus. 1-1 coming up right here for Reyes.
Bit of a packed house here at the Jones Center as Reyes' free throw attempt is good. We got 39-33 in favor of St. Thomas Aquinas.
It was a really great start to this game for Goldie, and now they've kind of fallen back down to the law of averages. They're still shooting 45% from the field, but it'll be interesting to see what they can do to close this half out. There's just under 2.5 to go until halftime, down 7.
Reyes perfect from the line, 2 of 2, 4 of 4 on the game so far. He is the second leading scorer on the Spartans with 10 points. Dishing this one out to Livingston. Simon Johnson for 3, gets it to go. Meyer Johnson bringing it to within 4, the Lightning.
Hey, and the thing is, Goldie had gone ice cold from beyond the arc for the last couple of shots. That's a nice job by Dante. Yep, and that went off the leg of Reyes, and it's going the Lightning way.
Beautiful defense there by Dante Thompson. Reyes losing the ball in the full court press now.
Send Dante deep.
We'll see what they do. Dishing it out to Johnson. Johnson backing down his defender. Trying to work around him.
Get to the middle. Someone's got to get to the middle.
Thompson across court to Elliott. To Johnson. To Tate.
Slow down, Corey. You got 15 seconds.
Tate rolling to his
That's a bad
left.
pass.
Bad pass to Livingston Simon. Lost it off his foot. Now here comes St. Thomas Aquinas. 4-point lead for the Spartans. Lightning trying to play tight defense. They've allowed 40 points in this half so far.
And the thing is, there's so many shooters on the floor for Aquinas, you can't get too packed into the paint, which is what Goldie almost needs to do because of the penetration, but it's tough. This Aquinas offense just has so many weapons.
3 seconds to shoot.
Good D.
Trying to get
Great
that
job.
one up, but couldn't get it. Thompson with a rebound, and here comes Johnson across court. Backing off the full court press, going far side to Tate. To Livingston Simon.
Keep that ball high.
Elliott.
Bring it down.
Johnson. Back to Elliott. To Thompson. Thought about the jumper. Backing down his
That's
man.
a flop. That's a flop, Mr. Ref.
And they're going to call that one a foul on
I'm sorry.
Thompson. Reyes might have just gotten his Academy Award for acting.
I'm sorry. That Dante is got the right to that position on the floor. He didn't really lower his shoulder that much. It's not Dante's fault that he's the bigger, stronger guy, and number 21 in maroon decided, to flop right there. Took his best LeBron James impersonation. That's a tough one right there for Dante.
Justin Reyes standing at 6'4", 205 pounds. Thompson about a good 11 pounds, almost 11 pounds heavier at 214 and 6'7". Probably a little heavier than that, just judging by the look of it. He looks like he's closer to 220. Mitchell to Atkins. Back to Reyes.
Good
Reyes
defense,
trying to
just
work
stay
down
in
his
front.
defender. Over Graves,
Good.
can't get it to
Great
go.
job.
Livingston Simon with a rebound, and here comes Tate trying to work that
And you
clock
saw-
a little bit.
And you saw Coach Deckmar there, Benny, tell Corey, hey, let's get one shot. Get the last shot. Don't go down and do anything and shoot too soon.
Shot
We don't
clock
want-
is unplugged.
Yeah, we don't want to give Aquinas another opportunity to score before the half.
Under 10 seconds. Graves to Johnson. He's been the hot hand for Goldey Beacom. Tate, but this one goes out of bounds, and with 2 seconds, that has got to be utterly frustrating.
That is. That's just bad execution right there. And if you're there's going to be a timeout by Aquinas. They're going to set something up to get a quick shot off here, Benny.
Well, a quick look at the stats. Meyer Johnson and Troy Stansel, who's not played a lot in the latter portion of the first half because of his 2 personal fouls. Both of them are in the team lead for points of 11. Stansel, though, 4 of 6. Johnson, a very inefficient 4 of 10. But from beyond the arc, Johnson has been 3 of 5, which Troy Stansel is as well. Second in scoring would be Graves and Elliott, both with 4 points. And also you have Dante Thompson with 3 points. And Livingston Simon with a bucket himself and 2 points there.
And you see Goldie with the hot start, obviously, still shooting 47% and 50% from beyond the arc. The thing is, though, they haven't gotten to the foul line. Only 4 free throw attempts early in this game. I'd like to see them get a little more aggressive going at St. Thomas Aquinas and getting themselves to the foul line.
So the Spartans setting up for one final shot with 2 seconds left here in the first half.
And look for this ball to go right to the three-point line, and that's actually not that great
Reyes
execution.
has to get it
Great
off,
defense.
does not. It gets
Great.
knocked away by Isaiah Graves. Yeah, Pat, you're right. Fantastic defense. And Goldey Beacom, after leading by 14, will go into the half down 4 here at the Jones Center.
You're exactly right. Hey, St. Thomas Aquinas was that sleeping bear waiting to be awoken, and once they got started up and woke up, they kind of took this game over. However, Goldie kind of got their bearings there late in half, cutting that lead in half. They were down 8 at one point. They go down. They go into the halftime locker room down 4. They have it. They're right in striking distance. They got to clean some things up defensively, and they got to be a little more aggressive offensively going to the basket. And then I can see them getting right back into this game and pulling off the upset.
If you're Coach TJ Deckmar, what do you say to your team trying to avoid going 0-3 to start the season?
They just got to, defensively, they got to take away the middle. They got to play better team defense. They got to communicate more. They got to talk on defense. And offensively, they just got to take their time against the pressure. Maybe get somebody in the middle of the floor to alleviate that pressure. And then it just comes down to finishing at the rim. They've missed some easy ones and staying aggressive. I mean, they haven't gotten to the foul line. Like I said, only 4 foul shot attempts in the first half. That's part of the game. They're easy points if you can get them. You got to stay aggressive. Force St. Thomas Aquinas to defend the rim.
Goldey Beacom down 4 points, 40-36 to the St. Thomas Aquinas Spartans, the number 16 team of the nation. We're going to take a quick break here on 302 Sports as we have the Hoppin' Hawks as your halftime performance.
Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
Achieve greater. 32 degree options. An employment rate over 90% among graduates. Goldey Beacom College. NCAA Division II athletics. A beautiful 24-acre suburban campus with safe on-campus living. Want another reason to consider Goldey Beacom College? We offer an affordability assurance to every accepted student, making us one of the most affordable private colleges in the region. Goldey Beacom College. Achieve greater.
champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
Achieve greater. 32 degree options. An employment rate over 90% among graduates. Goldey Beacom College. NCAA Division II athletics. A beautiful 24-acre suburban campus with safe on-campus living. Want another reason to consider Goldey Beacom College? We offer an affordability assurance to every accepted student, making us one of the most affordable private colleges in the region. Goldey Beacom College. Achieve greater. Achieve.
Welcome back to 302 Sports. Goldey Beacom versus St. Thomas Aquinas at the half. Right now, St. Thomas Aquinas leading by 4, 40-36. Pat, we got some news around the world of Goldey Beacom.
Yeah, we got some more Goldey Beacom news here. Shaheen Agrim named first. I believe I got your name right. I apologize if I didn't. Named first team CCA All-Region, and Declan Brown picked second team. The awards just keep on coming in for Goldey Beacom's men's soccer team. As junior midfielder Shaheen Agrim from Germany, again, I apologize if I
those German names are tough, Pat.
Was tabbed first team Conference Commissioners Association All East Region, and senior defender Declan Brown from Glasgow, Scotland, was tabbed second team. Agrim put forth yet another solid campaign in being tabbed first team All Central Athletic Collegiate Conference and Co-SIDA Academic All District, both for a second straight year. He is the first in the nation, Benny, 15 assists, third with a .76 assist per game average, 10th in the nation with 37 points, and recorded a point in 15 contests this season. A creative player in many facets, Agrim will enter his senior campaign looking to even further climb the ladder in the school rankings. He is third in school history with 24 assists, sixth with 17 goals, and fifth with 58 points.
Wow.
Agrim's 15 assists this season are tied with Matt Diachakab, another tough name, man, for the college single season mark established in 2003. Brown was the center back for what all season was an unbelievably solid defense with seemingly no weakness, Penny. A valuable player and leader on and off the field, he helped spark a defense which was 44th in the nation with a .39 shutout percentage and 52nd with a 1.06 goals against average. This is the same defense which recorded 9 shutouts, Ben, and 14 games in which the squad did not permit more than 1 goal. Goldey Beacom finished the year 17-5-1, 9-2-1 in the CACC, and captured its second CACC title, which we saw the banner unveiled here during this game, and competed in the NCAA tournament for the first time in school history. The squad upended 10th ranked Merrimack in the first round, becoming the college's first male team to win a head-to-head NCAA tournament game. Goldey Beacom also broke the school record for most victories overall and in conference before playing on a national stage for the first time since competing in the 2002 NAIA National Tournament. The Lightning also had a 10-game unbeaten streak where they went 9-0 with 1 tie, and a 4-game shutout streak that both are school records. So congratulations to the men's soccer team. There's a reason that banner's hanging up right now, Benny. They have players like that could contribute on that level. And then Suhail Besmila named October CACC Student Athlete of the Month, Ben. Goldey Beacom Jr. men's soccer goalkeeper Suhail Besmila from Johannesburg, South Africa, Ben. It's just such a worldwide unit here at Goldey Beacom. Has enjoyed an incredible run with many accolades, the latest of which him being tagged October CACC Student Athlete of the Month. Besmila this year was named CACC Goalkeeper of the Year for the first time and first team All-CACC for a second year. A vocal leader and incredible spark plug for all of his teammates, Besmila is 10th in the country with 1,951 minutes, tied for 23rd with 7 shutouts, 17th with 91 saves, and 42nd with that 798 save percentage. Besmila picked Coast Side Academic All-District this year, as well as CACC Academic Honor Roll the last 2 seasons. Also has a school record 12 career shutouts and is 4th with 222 saves. Part of this award includes community service, and Besmila certainly has had his hand in that. He's helped the men's team assist others during moving day just before the first day of classes. He also assisted at Tender Hearts, helping raise money to purchase custom-made bicycles for physically developmentally impaired children. The Lightning soccer team also played a part in helping assist with arts and crafts stations, touch football, soccer, fitness competitions, food trucks, and many other activities. Of course, we talked about how great the team did as a team, and they broke the school record for most victories. And like we said, congratulations to him for the academic honors, and what a fall season.
Wow.
For Goldey Beacom athletes, Benny. Finally got through that.
I was going to say, Pat, you always get stuck reading the long stories.
I'll tell you what, though, Derek Krudel, the media guy here, fantastic job giving us this information to relay to you guys over these broadcasts. And it's just good to hear positivity coming from Goldey Beacom throughout the university and not just with the basketball programs.
Yeah, special thanks to Derek Krudel, head of media relations, I guess it's the professional term for it at Goldey Beacom. Right now we are at the half. As you see, Goldey Beacom and St. Thomas Aquinas is taken back to the court to warm up for the second half. The Spartans of St. Thomas Aquinas up 4 points, 40-36, as we head into the second half of play. Looking at some top scorers for Goldey Beacom, Pat. In 19 minutes, Corey Tate only 1 point, but he has played the most minutes for Goldey Beacom. Usually he's a guy that puts up a lot of points on the board.
He is. He's usually a guy that can fill up the stat sheet. And I got to tell you, St. Thomas Aquinas, the pressure has really made a difference, I think, with Corey not being able to get to where he wants to go on the floor. He's only taken 1 shot attempt in this one, Ben, and he's gotten to the line once. The really shocking stat, though, is Corey has yet to get an assist in this game and has 4 turnovers. I think you're going to see a different Corey Tate in the second half. Calm the nerves, maybe first home game of the season. They got a big crowd out here. And, of course, the pressure got something to do with it, too. I expect to see Corey Tate with a big second half here.
Corey Tate averages 22 points on the season. More first half stats. The top scorer for Goldey Beacom was 11 points. That was Meyer Johnson and Troy Stansel, both 11 points. But Troy Stansel only playing 8 minutes in the first half because of those 2 personal fouls. You expect to see that grow a little bit here.
Yeah, I mean, he started out hot then. He was 4 of 5 to shoot. 3
of 5 from beyond the arc. He was him and Johnson shot very efficiently from beyond the arc, both of 3 of 5. But Johnson 4 of 10. His game is that he takes a lot of shots. He's 40% right now. But what does Johnson have to do to get more of those shots sinking?
I said it before we went to break. Get to the foul line. Go to the basket. Get fouled. Look, you're either going to make a layup. Here's what's going to happen when you attack the rim, Ben. You're either going to make a layup, you're going to get fouled, right? And then the worst thing that can happen is the ball gets blocked. So 2 positive things can come out of it, and only 1 bad thing can happen out of it. Go to the basket, get yourself to the foul line, slow the pace of this game down, because that's what St. Thomas Aquinas wants to do. Get you revved up, turn you over to get easy baskets.
Looking at St. Thomas Aquinas, their top scorer in this one so far, 13 points. The man didn't even start the game. Chris Atkinson, have a game, why don't you? 4 of 5, 3 of 5 from beyond the arc. 13 points in 14 minutes for the Spartans of St. Thomas Aquinas. Ready now for second half action. Looking at Goldey Beacom, the Lightning need to strike quick here, but St. Thomas Aquinas with the ball to start. It'll be Mitchell, far side for Rosnecki. To Atkinson. Him working to his left as well. St. Thomas Aquinas going from left to right.
One thing that Goldey Beacom did a good job of in the first half was forcing St. Thomas Aquinas turnovers. 14 first half turnovers for the Spartans. The bad part about it is the Lightning had 12 of their own.
Atkinson jacking up a 3 here, hits off the front of the rim, and Corey Tate with the rebound. Tate in the first half did have 3 rebounds. He was second on the team in rebounds. Not often you see a guard with that many rebounds.
Hey, right where he left off, Ben. You thought he might have been cold? No, sir. Stancil with his 4th 3 of the game, Benny.
Impressive. He leads the team in scoring with 14 points.
And he gets the
Goes
charge.
up to the rim.
I love it.
And Reyes with a charge. Goldey Beacom hot start so far in 19:08 here in the second period.
Troy Stancil bringing the spark to Goldey Beacom. That's what they need. They got to keep playing with that effort. The whole team has to. That's how you're going to get back into this game. That's how you're going to take the lead again, and that's how you're going to keep it.
40-39. Trying to break that full court press, but you can't. Reyes, Mitchell, back to Reyes, but Thompson takes it away, but no one home with the pass. Dante, I guess he was looking for Tate or maybe Service, but
he did a great job. You got the steal. Come down, plant your feet, save possession.
3 there for St. Thomas Aquinas, and now puts him up by 4 again.
Here comes the pressure. Again, I like to see somebody in the middle of the floor here. Now, obviously, that's Coach Deckmar's game plan is to have the floor spaced out. So that's what Goldie's going to continue to do.
That one knocked out, so it'll stay in the possession of Goldey Beacom.
James Mitchell did a great job of coming back in there because that was open right there, and he did a great job of coming up with that and knocking the ball away.
43-39, Goldey Beacom from the baseline under the rim. They need a score in.
They got that 4 low set right here, Benny. Something they've done in all their out-of-bounds plays beneath the rim. Now, I'm trying to figure out, maybe I'm trying to figure out what the stoppage for is here. There's got to be something at the scorer's table, perhaps. They're looking.
Looks like
shot clock. I think it's the shot clock.
Okay.
Because they're looking up above the basket, that far basket. I'm assuming that's what this is. And there it is. They get it down to 15. We're ready to rock.
15 seconds to shoot. This one out to Stancil. Stancil down low for Thompson, backing up his defender, going to the rack with the shot, but can't get it to go.
I'd like to see him not fade away, Benny. That's a good play. They ran that a lot last season.
Riznicki for 3. This one
it's going to be a foul.
Blown dead beforehand. It's a foul on Goldey Beacom. Not quite sure what happened there.
I'm going to wait for Kevin Linton, who's doing the PA announcing. He may be able to clear that up for us. I don't know if there was a foul called there, Benny.
We'll see what they call as they're going to reset the play here.
I'm not quite sure what they called there. It wasn't a foul because it wasn't announced, and it wasn't even put on a scoreboard. I'm not really sure what happened there. It's a little confusing, Benny. And they're going to get Service right there with the old body bump. For Service, that is his 3rd personal foul. So that's a danger zone for him. He doesn't want to see, Coach Deckmar doesn't want to get him another one, I'm sure.
Reyes over to McFarland. To Riznicki jacking up another 3. This one hitting the front of the rim. Bouncing around. Reyes with a rebound, and the putback is good. And all the momentum on the side of the Spartans.
Got to do a better job of boxing out here. Reyes is getting position inside, and you can try to jump with him all you want. But if he's got position on you, he's going to get the ball. And it's going to set you up for fouls, and that Service is 4th. So he's going to have to leave the game. Got to box out fundamentals, Ben. I know a lot of people like to laugh at them, but they're important. They are important. That's what the Lightning team was so great at last year. They played fundamentally sound basketball.
Tevin Service checking out. First free throw attempt by Reyes is good. 46-39.
The largest lead of the game right here.
Almost another turnover. Goldey Beacom, this full court press wreaking havoc on the Lightning. Johnson. Oh, he's getting trapped. Going far side to Tate, and a 10-second violation on the Lightning.
again, I noticed this looks like it's part of the game plan, but I would love to have somebody right there at half court in the middle of this defense to cut the floor in half. You pass it to them, they got to account for the guy in the middle. He turns, looks opposite, and that's how you break this pressure. At least that's the way I was always taught growing up.
Reyes with some handles shaking up Stancil. McFarland. Riznicki, he's attempted a lot of threes so far in this one. Reyes trying to go to the rack. That one off, and it'll be a foul.
Yeah, they're going to call a block right here, and I believe the reason they're going to call the block on Elliott is because his body was leaned to the side, Ben. When you take that contact, you got to be standing completely square, straight up, and let it come right into your chest. When you twist to the side and take it to the side there, they call that a block every time.
Reyes' free throw is good. Reyes, the man that the Spartans rely on, 10 points in the first half so far here in the second. He has surpassed Atkinson as the leading scorer with now 15 following that free throw. Perfect from the stripe so far. 6 for 6, make it 7 for 7. And the Spartans with a 9-point lead. Down low, Stancil can't get it to go, and here come the Spartans to extend it. Atkinson takes a step. Mitchell all alone in the corner for three, bouncing off the rim, and Stancil with a rebound, punched out by Reyes. Here comes Elliott. To Tate, back to Stancil. To Johnson. Johnson working it around. He'll go looking for Thompson, but a foul called on St. Thomas Aquinas. While we have some time here, I want to remind you that every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock, you have to make your way out to 136 in the Astro Shopping Center. That's the Hooters of Newark for for 302 Sports Weekly. Or myself and Pat Garianis, Jason Winchell, Mike Lang, and Nick Alessandrini have all the latest in high school sports around the state of Delaware. 302 Sports Weekly live Wednesday nights at 7. You can also watch it on 302 Sports. First free throw attempt of the half for Johnson. Hits the back of the backboard. The next one is good, and now it's an 8-point lead for St. Thomas Aquinas.
You're going to see a little half-court, three-quarter court pressure here from the Lightning, it looks like now. I apologize, you're not. You're going to see three-quarter court man-to-man coming from Johnson. Got to help. That's Johnson loses.
Ray has taken a step to Riznicki, but a foul called beforehand, and that would have been a big three.
Biggest thing right now that I've seen, the biggest thing I've seen right now from the Lightning defensively is they're not a cohesive unit yet. You got a lot of guys looking at the ball instead of keeping an eye on their guy that they're covering. And St. Thomas Aquinas is getting the open cutters to the lane. That's going to come with time. This team has to mesh as a team still. We keep talking about it. That's
great
a good
turnover there. Here comes Elliott and the Lightning. To Tate. Tate trying to find a way to get one in the rim. Elliott. Johnson. To Stancil, back to Johnson, back to Tate. Here to Elliott. Trying to attack the lane. Elliott taking a step in. Here comes Johnson from the perimeter. Gets it to go. Two there. Was close to the three.
And what got it there, Ben? The penetration.
Yeah.
You drove the lane. That's what Goldey Beacom has to do in this second half. They're going to either get open shots or they're going to attack the rim and get layups and get to the foul line.
Johnson knocking this one out. They're going to say it's going to stay with St. Thomas Aquinas and the Spartans.
Checking in right now, Isaiah Graves is coming back in, the senior transfer from Morgan State.
The fans have packed the stands here for Legacy Week for Goldey Beacom. A lot of people out here packing the Jones Center. Mitchell to Atkins. And that one knocked around.
Yes, it was traveling. Good job, good call, good solid team defense right there from Goldie. Now you see, Ben, I talked about it earlier about how they need to do more of that. They show glimpses of it. Now it's just got to come a little more on a consistent basis. They're right in the game right now with the number 16 team in the country.
6-point lead for the Spartans of St. Thomas Aquinas as we take our 16th minute media timeout.
Of course, the series in this one, Ben, Goldie and St. Thomas Aquinas. Goldey Beacom has struggled. They're 0-4 against St. Thomas Aquinas. including a 93-86 loss the last time they played. That was November 20th of 2015 up in Orangeburg, New York. Corey Tate scored 10 points as a freshman in that one on 3 of 8 shooting with 2 3-pointers. So it's been all St. Thomas Aquinas in this series, but Goldie, like I said, right back into this game right now. And, let's see what can happen. As far as some career numbers here, Benny, you look, Corey Tate 18th in the career scoring list here, 699 coming into this one. I think he's right at 700 right now, trying to climb up in that. He's tied, or he's just outside of the top 10 in career assists. He's 10th in career free throws, 7th in career steals, just outside of the top 10 in career three-pointers, and just outside of the top 10 in career field goals. Corey Tate climbing up the list as a junior here, Benny.
He's got one more year left, and he's been an impressive player from Sayreville, New Jersey, and Sayreville War Memorial High School. He's only at 5'11", 150 pounds, but hey, the little guy has been a world of change here for Goldey Beacom, a staple of this team for his 3 years of service to Goldey Beacom. A reminder, St. Thomas Aquinas is a very, very good team, along with being number 60 in the nation. They made the NCAA tournament, winning the NCAA East region and losing to Northwest Missouri State in the tournament. A 2 there for St. Thomas Aquinas puts them back up 8 points now. Working it up the court. Graves looking for an outlet here. He'll dish it out to Johnson. Lost it. That was very risky because Mitchell's on him like a hand on a glove.
Coach Deckmar was talking to Johnson. He wants him to move offensively. He gets too complacent. You can see a lot of standing around by Goldie Beacom.
Great spin move there by Corey Tate, trying to find the basket and couldn't find it.
And that comes from Corey not getting many shots in the first half. That's only his second shot of the game. He's not in rhythm yet.
St. Thomas Aquinas doing their darndest to make sure he's not in rhythm at all. Mitchell trying to work around Meyer Johnson. To Atkinson. Atkinson works his way in, takes a fadeaway. That was impressive.
A nice shot. I'm sorry, that's a nice shot there by Atkinson.
Shades of Kobe on that one. Atkinson.
They're too close to the
Spartans
baseline.
10-point lead. Elliott trying to get it in.
Man.
Oh, boy. Mitchell, layup, good. Spartans by 12 here with 14:37 left in the game.
Coach Deckmar furious. They're getting the ball in way too close to the baseline. You're not giving yourself enough room to navigate. They got to talk it over. We got a little more news here, Benny, on Coach Deckmar. We're going to give you some background information. He's in his second season as head coach after serving in 2015-16 as an assistant to Chuck Hammond, who was also the director of athletics. And on November 1st of 2016, he became the college's dean of students. Deckmar last season in his debut campaign was picked among the men's top 30 basketball coaches, head coaches and assistant coaches of all divisions, under age 30, as released by the National Association of Basketball Coaches. He arrived after serving 3 seasons as an assistant at Delaware Valley College, serving as recruiting coordinator and summer camp coordinator, in addition to handling film exchange and breakdown. The Aggies, during that stretch, captured a 2013 Freedom Conference title, played in another league final, and produced an All-America in addition to 6 All-League players. Deckmar played 4 years at Pitt Bradford, helped the squad to 2 Allegheny Mountain Conference Championship finals and 2 ECAC tournament appearances. So a lot of accolades there, Coach Deckmar.
Deckmar, the 5th head coach in Goldey Beacom history. This one dished to Elliott, working it to the rack.
Follow walk. Yep.
But a travel.
The pressure is getting to Goldie right now, as they're now down by the largest deficit of the game, trailing by a dozen.
Last time they had a deficit this big, they had lost to Franklin Pierce to begin the season, 78-61. A 17-point deficit they faced there. Not quite that so far, 12 points, but knocked away by Corey Tate. James Mitchell will keep it with St. Thomas Aquinas.
Dante Thompson checking back into the game for Goldey Beacom. He's been held in check too. Only 3 points and 4 rebounds for Thompson, and he's definitely suffering from that shoulder injury, however. You can tell it's bothering him.
Mitchell with the handles over to Reyes, down low for a big guy, Kevin Lynch.
It's a nice move by the freshman there. Got to give him props.
6'6", 220. Full court press, wreaking havoc, but opportunity now. Stancil to Thompson, gets it to go.
Hey, 2 points is 2 points there for Dante. He didn't take a chance on the dunk, just make the layup. That's a smart basketball play.
First score in quite some time for Goldey Beacom, as it's been all St. Thomas Aquinas since Jump Street.
Well, since about the 5-minute mark of this game, and it was 18-4 at Goldie. That's a nice play right there, though. And then, again, the boxing out comes back to bite Goldey Beacom. They're standing there and waiting for the basketball to come instead of going and getting it.
Stancil with a 2-on-1 opportunity,
That's
but
a foul. Yes, that's a foul.
a foul on St. Thomas Aquinas. Troy Stancil,
It's going on Lynch. The foul's going on Lynch. Stancil gets himself to the line and attack the basket.
yes.
Get to the foul line.
Only good things can happen when you charge the rim, unless you get a
Exactly
charge.
right.
But you drive it to the rim, you can get fouled, go to the free throw, or get a bucket.
Stancil's first free throw attempts of the game. He's got the team high 15 points now.
Stancil on the season is only about 2 of 2. He has not missed a free throw on the season so far.
Guys, batting 1,000, Benny.
Batting 1,000 when you're 3 for 3.
Did you just give him the? No, you didn't. I thought you gave him the broadcaster's jinx right there.
I have yet to do that in my broadcasting career. I should say I've done it once.
Did you see that right there? Did you see the headsy play there by Justin Reyes? He tried to throw that off of Isaiah Graves' leg and have it bounce back to him. There you go. There's some hustle. They're going to get a foul. That's a hustle foul, though, by Graves. I don't mind that, Benny.
Feistiness here from the Lightning, down 12. They're starting to feel it now. 13-12 left in this one. And Goldey Beacom trying to rally, trying to get a little more physical. You're seeing a more physical brand of basketball from Dekmar's team.
They have to. They have to be on the floor trying to get every loose ball that they can. They're down 12. They got to take advantage of every opportunity you get because there's not many of them coming from St. Thomas Aquinas.
The next home game for Goldey Beacom is against New Haven, Sunday, November 26th. It'll be a 2 p.m. tip here at the Jones Center.
Yeah, you can catch that on 302 Sports.
Dishing it all the way out for Reyes, who tries for a 3. It's knocked away. They're going to get Graves for a foul.
Oh, my. We'll see. Graves is attesting that he got all ball on that one. And
I certainly didn't hear any.
right, you can usually hear a
You
slap.
can usually hear a slap. I thought I heard all ball.
Well, you know, Rasheed Wallace used to say the ball don't lie. We're about to find out here. Reyes on the line.
He sinks his first.
In other news, the Sixers taking on the Warriors tonight at 7:30, Ben. There you go. Ball don't lie, buddy.
Yep.
That one's no good. Reyes misses the second one.
Reyes on the season from the charity stripe. Usually makes about 5 out of 7 in a game.
He
So
makes
far
2 or
today.
3.
So far today, Reyes from the charity stripe is 9 of 10. This one knocked out of bounds. St. Thomas Aquinas taking over right now. 14-point lead, 12 to go.
Corey got stuck in the corner there. Again, there needs to be an outlet somewhere for him. And they're going to take him out of the game right now. Coach Dekmar's going to talk it over with his point guard.
A lot of frustration for St. Thomas Aquinas. Or a lot of frustration, I should say, for Goldey Beacom. St. Thomas Aquinas causing a lot of frustration. Mix up my words here. Sudan, jumper. Can't get it to go. Knocked in the air and out of bounds. It'll stay with the Spartans. That's frustrating.
It is. And when it rains, it pours, Ben. And right now, Aquinas, they're out hustling Goldey Beacom right now. And that's what it comes down to. That's what this team, that's their game. And they're winning at their game right now.
Atkinson in, looking for Reyes, knocked out by Stancil.
It's one thing Goldie hasn't done. They haven't made St. Thomas Aquinas play their game. They haven't made St. Thomas Aquinas play Goldey Beacom style of basketball. And that's something this team will learn as the season goes on. Again, new group, a lot of new faces on this team.
Lynch down low for Reyes. Look at that acrobatic move by Justin Reyes. Can't get it to go, though, so here comes Isaiah Graves. It's a 1-on-2. Graves slips. Wet spot. Can't get it. Oh, boy.
That just sums up the game right there.
Perfect metaphor for the game. You're right, Pat. Reyes.
Slow down, Dante. No rush.
Oh.
There you go. That's
Goldey
a senior
Beacom
headsy play right there.
Will take their time, trying to rally, trying to collect themselves down 14. You still have plenty of time to make a comeback in this one. We saw within 4 minutes what St. Thomas Aquinas can do. We'll see if Goldey Beacom can channel their inner Spartans off the leg of Elliott. That you can't have that. You cannot have that at this stage in the season. A simple dish by Thompson to Elliott, and it went right off of Elliott. He was looking.
It was a great defensive play there by Atkinson just to get a hand on it. It's just a microcosm of the game. Maybe we keep saying it, but I believe Goldie keeps possession here, if I'm not mistaken. So right now, you look at it, only 3 team fouls for Aquinas. Again, I'd like to see Goldie try and get to the foul line. A lot of time left to cut into this deficit, but they have to play smart basketball. You can't have turnovers. Can't have plays like that happen. So it's going to be interesting to see how Goldie responds here.
12-minute media timeout. Down 14 are the Lightning at home. During Legacy Week, we were able to see the women's tennis team and men's soccer team be honored for their CAA championships in 2017. Right now, Goldey Beacom trailing St. Thomas Aquinas by 14 on 302 Sports.
And I'll tell you what, Benny, tomorrow we're going to have women's basketball action right here at the Thomas and Max Jones Center right here. 12 o'clock start, and I got to tell you, the women's team is another team to be keep an eye on. Let's mention right now Brittany Bryson, Amanda McGrogan, and Lexi Bruno. First of all, Brittany Bryson, double-double machine last year.
Wow.
This young lady will fill up the stat sheet offensively and rebounding-wise. Amanda McGrogan, knockdown shooter, point guard. Senior Brittany Bryson's a strong post player. Last season was picked second-team All-CACC after being tabbed third-team the previous season. She finished the season 17th in the country. She had 15 double-doubles, Ben, 10.3 rebounds per game, shot 51.4% from the field. Averaged 14.5 points per game. Keep an eye on her, 9th on the career points list tomorrow at noon here.
Talking about double-double machines, Justin Reyes, a double-double for the Spartans, 11 rebounds to go along with those 17 points, leads his team in scoring. Atkinson with 15. And the next closest person to a double-double probably would be Mitchell with 3 rebounds and 11 points, but might be asking a little too much to get 8 rebounds in the next 11 minutes for Mitchell, but crazier things have happened. Atkinson to the dish. Up and under, can't get it to go.
It's too easy.
Shaq McFarland to Mitchell. Back to McFarland. Takes a step. Out to Reyes again with a double-double. Reyes has been a big impact player for the Spartans.
You're exactly right, Benny. I've been very impressed with his game. That's good D right there by Goldie, but you got to get on the floor for the ball. Everyone runs away from it. It's on the floor. You got to grab it.
Goldie trying to run a little too early there. Up and over. Can't get that one to go with the sky hook, and that one goes out of bounds. Last touched by the Lightning.
Yeah, they're just getting out hustled right now. And again, the shots go up. Nobody's boxing out. They're all turning and either looking to leak or turning and running to the rim. Don't run to the rim when the ball goes up for a shot. Find a body and get your body on them. If you can prevent the other team from getting it, then you can go get the ball afterwards. But if you don't know where the offensive players are, they will more than likely find the ball before you.
Atkinson, Reyes trying to go up with it.
It's
Mitchell.
Travel. I think
that's going to be a travel.
We actually did get offered some raps right there by the Legacy weekend, folks. But I appreciate the offer. But we're going to say, no, there's Brittany Bryson right there to our left. She says, get me a rap. I want one.
I would have taken one, but unfortunately you can't do that while you can't eat while you're doing a game.
That's a little unprofessional, Benny. I agree.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. 10:32 left. 14-point lead for the Spartans of St. Thomas Aquinas, who enter the game 3-0 on the season. 3-2, excuse me, after losing their first 2. They've won their last 3.
There you go. Yep.
Looking at their schedule out of the corner of my eye, I'm just seeing the
Dante
3 wins.
with the
Dante with authority.
And you see there, he kind of held up. The shoulders bothered him. He didn't want all his body weight coming down on the rim. He just kind of went over the rim and dropped it over the rim. That just shows you how high the man could get jumping the ball.
Putting the D in dunk is Dante Thompson. Down low is Lynch. Lost it. Tries to hit the rack. Thompson with a rebound. Lynch yanking on the shoulder. Had the wrong one there. He was trying to re-injure Thompson. I think he's trying to do that, but had his hand on Thompson a little too long.
There's a 3 ball. Nice job.
Salem.
Yep.
hits the tray to make it a 9-point game, and St. Thomas Aquinas will call a timeout.
That was a good 30-second run right there by Goldey Beacom. Both offensively, finding Thompson for the layup. Defensively, getting the rebound, pushing it, and then the open three-point shot. That's what Goldie needs to do to get back in the game. It's just play good, solid, fundamental basketball. You're going to find yourselves crawling back into this one still with 9.5 to play, Benny.
You're right, Pat. 9:37 left, 9-point lead. At one point, though, St. Thomas Aquinas had a 14-point lead. Goldey Beacom's been able to wipe away 5 points. A quick look at your scores so far. Troy Stansel, the leader for the Goldey Beacom Lightning with 16 points.
He's had a little bit of a quiet second half.
He
only
has.
5 points here in the second half, but he can erupt at any time. We saw that in the first half, Benny.
He had a hot streak from beyond the arc early on, hitting 3 consecutive threes.
One guy we haven't seen is Mahir Johnson.
Yeah, Mahir Johnson.
He had 14 first half points. Haven't seen much of him here in the second half.
14 points on the game for him. He's 5-11 from the field. 3 of 5 from beyond the arc. 1 of 2 from the line.
Goldey Beacom's done a great job shooting the basketball. 50% from the field, 57% from the three-point line. So far, I think the difference in this game has been on the foul line. Aquinas, 11 of 12. We're only 5 of 8. That's 6 points. It's a 9-point game.
And you're right, Pat. Goldey Beacom 5 of 8 from the line. Not taking enough fouls, not taking enough chances going to the rack.
I agree. Now, they've done a little better job. They already have matched their first half total in free throws halfway through the second half here. So if they can continue going to the rim, they can find themselves back in the game. They got to keep it up, however. They've done a pretty good job from beyond the arc as well. They're shooting 57% from three-point range.
It's got to be something that TJ Dekmar noticed in the first half. His team not taking enough chances and hitting the buckets, trying to drive the lane. Atkinson.
Step up. That's got to be a charge.
Down low for
That's got to be a charge thing.
Reyes.
And I know Kyle Elliott's a freshman. He will learn that throughout his collegiate careers. But he did a good job stepping up. You got to make sure that driver makes contact with you. You take that charge, even though he passes the ball off for an open layup. If that charge is taken, the basket will not count. It doesn't have to be a shooting player in order for it to be a charge. But that's something he'll learn. Freshman, new to the game at this level.
Elliott trying to get it in, finds Mahir Johnson for service, but it's blocked by Reyes. Wow! Justin Reyes has been very impressive for the Spartans in this one.
And it wasn't a weak take by Service. He went up strong with 2 hands. It was just a better defensive play there by Reyes. You got to give him credit on that.
Ow.
Either way, but look at this, Benny, right? We talk about going to the rim. He blocked the ball. Okay, that's great. Who's getting possession? We are. So you still saved face there. You still saved possession, and we did a great job of breaking the pressure. Although it was late getting the ball in, we did a great job breaking that full court
Service
press.
dishing it over to Livingston Simon. To Salem. To Service in the corner. Service with a jumper. Can't get that one to go, but it's Elliott recovering it. Salem for 3, made a 1 earlier. Can't get that one to go. Rebounded
Straight up.
by
You gotta be
Livingston
stronger.
Simon, but it's knocked away.
He's got to be a little stronger with the basketball there. It wasn't a bad idea by Livingston Simon. He's just got to go up, hold on to that, keep it above your chin as a big man. You bring that ball down, it allows the guards to come down and take it away from you.
Rosnecki
Again, there it is.
down low to Reyes, but it'll get called for hanging
There
on the
it is.
rim.
There it is again. Driver comes down the lane. You step up, but you don't take the body contact, and they dish it off for a wide-open layup, a wide-open dunk attempt. You got to try and take a charge there. Step up one step sooner. It'll force the guy to go right in your chest.
So Reyes from the charity stripe, he is 9 of 10 so far in this one.
Also got to do a little bit better job of on-ball defense. We do a little better job of on-ball defense. The guy doesn't blow by. He doesn't have to step up, and the defense doesn't break down.
10 points for Reyes from the free throw line. If you're going to start fouling people, you can't be fouling Reyes. He has been money so far from the stripe.
And you got Tate Thompson and Stansel rechecking in here for Goldey Beacom as they now trail by 13. They had the ball down. They had the game back down to 9, and St. Thomas Aquinas has ballooned it back up to 13, Ben.
Back to that full court pressure, 13-point lead for the Spartans. Here comes Elliott across midcourt. Elliott, that's a travel.
He got caught there dribbling the ball in the middle of the floor. Slow down. Look, this is a headsy play you see a lot from some players. When you see there's someone on your back and you're dribbling the ball like that, stop with your dribble going okay? They're going to run you over. You get to the foul line. It's a freshman, though.
Atkins to
Those things are gonna
Mitchell,
happen.
up and under, can't get that one to go. Reyes with authority.
No boxing out. We're not boxing out. You know, it's been the same problems that have plagued Goldey Beacom in this game.
23 for Justin Reyes to go along with his 13 rebounds. He's 11 of 12 from the charity stripe and 6 of 10 from the field. The big performer
He's
for
been,
St. Thomas Aquinas.
and it's energy. That's been the reason why Justin Reyes has had the big game in this one. He's only 6'4", but he's electric out there on the floor. He's all over the place. He's getting to the foul line because he's playing aggressive, 23 and 13 for the guy. And it's an energy thing right now. It's been an energy thing for the whole game. You see spurts of it from Goldey Beacom. It's in there. It's in this team. This team will eventually get there. And right now they're just not doing it consistent enough. And they're playing a darn good basketball team right now in St. Thomas Aquinas who's hot. So, if you're Goldie, you can't get frustrated. You just got to get better. You just got to be better with it. And I think they will be there, before the CACC schedule starts to come down.
Join myself, Pat Garianis, Jason Winchell, Mike Lang, Nick Alessandrini, and the entire 302 crew live from a Hooters every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. It's 302 Sports Weekly. You can, of course, also watch it on our channel, 302 Sports. Of Newark. 15-point lead for Goldey Beacom as this one getting whistled dead. 66-51 in favor of St. Thomas Aquinas. St. Thomas Aquinas with a lead as we had a slight technical difficulty there.
Benny, we talk about how this game might be getting out of hand. There's still 8 minutes to go.
8.
It's one, momentum swing away from being a ball game again. And there's an and one. Let's see if it starts.
Johnson. That's what we like to see. There we go. Goldey Beacom trying to hang in this one. And Johnson will try to make it an and one play. Under 8 minutes left. Still within reach. 13-point lead for the Spartans, but Goldey Beacom starting to find their rhythm a little bit here. Crowd goes silent for Johnson. And he has buckets. Johnson so far from the charity stripe today is 2 of 3. Our side of the court.
There's some pressure right here from Goldey Beacom.
Goldey Beacom trying to give St. Thomas Aquinas a bit of their own medicine. To Alkins. To Rysnecki driving the lane with authority, pulled back to Alkins. This one
right.
out of bounds.
So the pressure right there turns Aquinas over.
Rysnecki was trying to find Alkins there.
They have 20 turnovers in this game, St. Thomas Aquinas does. The only issue is we have 21. Make that 22.
Make it 22 now as St. Thomas Aquinas corralling the ball. Around midcourt, Rysnecki on the baseline backs this one out to the corner. Take an extra step. That almost was a travel there by Rysnecki, but he got it out in time to Atkinson. To Alkins. Alkins taking his time, now to 7 minutes here.
You can see Coach Anderson, take your time, imploring his
6 to
team.
shoot. Atkinson
That's
tied
That's
up.
great D.
And Isaiah Graves whistled.
Possession error is going to stay here. Benny only 3 to shoot though for Aquinas. I'd look right here for Reyes coming. He's going to start under the basket, come set a back pick, and then jump and then shoot right to the rim. And I think that's where they're going to look for him at. Or they're just going to have him post up, and he's just going to put an arm up, and he's going to look for the lob over the top.
Also can't forget about Atkinson. 3 of 5 on the arc. Right. 5 of 8. He has 15 points, in this one so far. Atkinson setting up on the far side near that corner.
And another guy to keep an eye on, James Mitchell, the guy throwing the basketball in. Let's see what they go for. They're going to go right to Reyes, like I thought.
Reyes trying to get the putback there. This one rebounded.
That's a shot clock violation. Yep.
By Graves, and a shot clock violation.
Goldie kind of, Coach Deckmore, he's like, man, I just took away a fast break opportunity from my guys, and it allows Aquinas to set up their pressure.
So Goldey Beacom
down 12, 7 minutes to go, 66-54 your score.
You still have one more media timeout to work with, so
Jamar Sudan checked back in, number 22 in maroon.
Tate breaking to the full court. Thompson takes a step in the
And
lane,
one.
up and
Let's
under,
go.
and one. And now some momentum swinging in the favor of Goldey Beacom.
Hey, look, when you attack the pressure like that and you can break it down, you can get yourself some easy baskets. You just got to take your time with the ball. You got to make the right decision. Right there, that's a great job by Corey Tate finding Dante, and for Dante to finish through contact there. And now he's just got to finish it off at the foul line, and they're back within 10 points right now.
1 of 2 on the line for the season for Dante.
And he's
Make it 2.
He's 2 of 3 tonight.
For
So
3.
So what does that make him? 3 of 5 on a year.
I'm not very good at math, Pat.
It's all right, Benny.
9-point
got
lead
you,
for the
buddy.
Spartans.
Full court pressure coming from Goldey Beacom now.
They're their own medicine here, as that's what the Spartans are getting.
That's great. That's great defense. And look, they're going to turn it over. There's a layup for Tate.
There we go. That's what we were waiting for here in the second half. A 7-point deficit now as Goldey Beacom chopping away on St. Thomas Aquinas
And
from
maybe
14 to 7.
Maybe that's something to get Corey Tate going. That's his first basket of the game. He's now got 3 points. This is something you saw a lot last year from Goldey Beacom. They had a lot of quick guards, and they were able to pressure the basketball a lot. Corey Tate, that was very similar to what you saw from him last year and this team. It's good to see that, and they're right back in this game again. It's just a game of runs. Basketball is a game of runs. Goldey Beacom getting themselves back in. They got to keep it going, though. They got to keep playing fundamentally sound basketball.
Under 7 minutes. Come back in full swing for Goldey Beacom. They were down 14 at one point here in the second half, have hacked it down to 7 points. And it kind of looks like St. Thomas Aquinas not enjoying a little bit of their own medicine.
Now, well, they were in a driver's seat right there, and Goldie's kind of giving them a counter punch, and let's see if Aquinas wakes up a little bit.
Mitchell, all this full court, guarded by Tate. It's been an interesting matchup so far to watch these two go at it. Cross court, down low.
Oh, take the
Bump.
charge. You see, again, you take that charge. The contact's made. You just got to fall back.
That was McFarland for St. Thomas Aquinas. Corey Tate trying to drive this one out
And just dribble it out. It's man-to-man. There you go.
to Graves.
Set up your offense.
To Johnson. Johnson steps in. Graves in the corner. Thought about a 3. He's going to take it there. Johnson will take it instead off the
Look,
rack.
all 5 guys around the perimeter. Nobody's in there to get a rebound. You'd like to see that, and you can see Dante Thompson checking back in. There's got to be somebody in there in case of a missed shot.
This is where Goldey Beacom just maybe the
They settled there. They should have tried to attack the rim at least at some point.
dice aren't rolling in their favor because Thompson, he cannot be the only option for you to get rebounds. You got to
Right.
have someone down low. Graves driving,
Nice
takes
D,
a step,
Corey.
blocked away by Tate.
There's shot clock violation. Great defense right there by Corey Tate.
Underrated defender is Corey Tate. So
These
far
last-
as
Ben, I'm sorry. These last 2 minutes, they've played great team defense. They've been more energetic, and they played better as a unit. And now they're starting. You can see that. Hence, they climb back in the game a little bit.
5:35 left, down 9. Goldey Beacom, Tate bringing it up. Across court to Johnson. Johnson, you have a 3-on-3 opportunity,
down,
but
son.
he's just got to slow it down.
Slow down.
A level of just excitement with Goldey Beacom is kind of hurting him a little bit. You never want to be the coach that's tell your team to kind of dial it back a little bit, but right now that's what Dekmar is trying to do, and the captains on the floor just aren't being able to convey that message to the younger players.
Play fast, but not reckless. There's a
Oh,
difference
that's
between
frustrating,
playing
you
fast
know.
and playing reckless.
That was almost very impressive what Corey Tate did.
It was. He's quick, Benny. I mean, you don't get to 7th
Well, I was
on your
talking.
school's steals list without being quick.
I was talking more beyond the steal. He just kind of flipped the ball up to the basket.
yeah,
It literally
yeah.
hit the net inside, but bounced out. Tate, very impressive athlete.
So this is a big moment here because now the Lightning are in the bonus, and St. Thomas Aquinas will shoot free throws the rest of the way for every foul. Same thing with Goldie. If Goldie can find a way to get to the rim or get on another foul, they're going to go to the line themselves. So this game could slow down, and it might turn into a free throw shooting contest. It all depends. You just got to stay aggressive offensively.
Mitchell's first free throw of the night is good. Trying to make it 2 for 2 and pushes back to an 11-point lead. It will.
Game of runs, Ben.
70-59, 11-point lead for the Spartans. Tate guarded by
And there
McFarland.
it is. Shooting 1-on-1, Corey Tate. This is where the pressure, the ball pressure right now, could hurt St. Thomas Aquinas because they're going to be up on the Goldie players, and every foul will put Goldie on the line with the clock stopped. A chance to get points with no time coming off the clock. If you want to make a comeback, this is very important. You got to make these foul shots.
So Tate at the line. So far tonight, Tate has been 1 of 2 from the charity stripe, 3 points, 1 of 3 from the field.
It's been an off shooting night for Corey and just in general, only 1 assist. It's not something you're used to seeing from him. And
Tate
he
in and
missed the
out.
fouls. It's
That's
just an off
frustrating.
game. It's an off game for him. He's not in rhythm right now.
Hasn't been able to take a lot of shots, and when he has taken shots, he hasn't taken them consistently.
He's got to take the charge though there.
McFarland driving to the rack, can't get that one to go, so Tate got to bring this one up. McFarland guarding him. Tate taking this one himself
Shot,
and
Corey.
makes it. All right, so there we go, Corey. 5 points on the night for him, now 2 of 4 from the field.
Let's see if that gets him going now. Made himself a jump shot.
Mitchell kicking this one out to Greenfield.
And this is smart. Slow the game down. You're up by 9 points. There's 4.5 minutes to go. That shot last possession by McFarland was unnecessary, and he's going to come out of the game for it.
This one going far
There's a
side
charge.
for
Good job, Corey
Atkinson.
Tate. Step in. There's what I'm talking about. Reyes drives the lane. Everyone concedes on him, and he looks to pass. Corey steps up, takes the charge. Just because he didn't shoot the ball doesn't mean he can't charge into you. That's great defense by Corey Tate.
Pat, you called it. McFarland checking out. Back in is Alkins, the
All right.
redshirt junior
And
from
that's-
Hempstead, New York, Holy Trinity.
That's me being around the game for as long. I mean, obviously I'm young, but I've been around the game, coached for a while. That was just a dumb shot that he took 2 possessions ago. And now Corey's going to go back to the line. This is the downside to the full court pressure for Aquinas. But when McFarland drove to the lane, you're up 11 points. There's 5 minutes left, and there was 22 seconds on the shot clock. That's not a smart shot, and that's why he's coming out.
Not
Or that's
in the
why he
least.
came out. Women's team is in attendance here tonight. I do see them floating around in the stands.
A lot of people in attendance. Student section is a bit packed.
Yeah, you're going to see the women's again, home opener tomorrow at noon here on 302 Sports.
So Tate 2 of 4, or 1 of 3, excuse me, from the line so far, make it 2 of 4 now. An 8-point lead for the Spartans.
I mean, this is big right here. Goldie's just got to step it up defensively, and oh my, it's a struggle for him today. I'm telling you, I'm not used to seeing this from the young man.
Uncharacteristic, to say the least.
Yes.
Defensively, he's been pretty locked
he has
down.
been, and that's good. That's a great sign that he's not allowing his offensive night to hurt his game defensively. He's still bringing something to the table.
4 minutes, 8-point lead. That's what St. Thomas Aquinas is working with. Atkinson
Just play good, solid defense here. You just got to hold him.
taking a 3. That
Oh,
one
man,
gets to go. That one, bit of a killer there for Goldey Beacom.
Yes, I agree. It was late in the shot clock, and it was a dagger 3. That's tough. Pushes the lead to 11.
Johnson, cross-court, Graves, taking a step, dishing it to Stancil, to Tate for
And one.
3, gets it to go! A 4-point play, potentially, for Corey Tate. Off night, what he says, he's going to the line.
That's a big shot right there by Corey. And again, off night for him offensively, but he hasn't let it frustrate him, and he's going to go get himself to the line, a chance to get himself into double figures despite, the struggle tonight. That's a big play right there by Corey Tate.
73-65. And every time St. Thomas Aquinas tries to get away, Goldey Beacom pulls him right back in. We are under our 4-minute media timeout.
Like the Godfather 3. I try to get out, they drag me back in. That's great.
Well, while we have a stoppage in play, top scorers so far for Goldey Beacom is Mahir Johnson, 17 points, 6 of 13, taking a lot of shots, 3 of 6 from beyond the arc. We also have Troy Stancil, has not played too much or has been as efficient as he was in the first half, 16 points here and only 2 personal fouls. Interesting as to why he's not being a little more involved in the offense.
Yeah, it's a good question. Not quite sure. But one thing you have seen is Corey Tate come alive here late despite his struggles. And Dante Thompson's had a decent half, getting himself into double figures with 10. they're going to be the guys down the stretch to keep an eye on. Tate, Thompson, and either Stancil or Johnson if they're in the game. Those are the guys that are going to – and then Reyes. We've held Reyes the last couple of minutes here without a point. They got to continue to do that, and Goldie can climb right back into this game, Benny.
Double-double for Reyes. He's close to 20 rebounds and 23 points. And
It's
of course, Chris Atkinson, 18 points for him. He's been money from beyond the arc, 4-6. This to make it a 7-point lead. And a 4-point play for Corey Tate. It's that one to go.
Now Tate's into double figures now with 10, the 4th Goldey Beacom player to do so.
So here comes James Mitchell.
A chance of defense coming from the student
Greenfield
section.
to Mitchell. To Atkinson. Back to Greenfield. Greenfield goes towards the rack. This is it low for Reyes. Knocked down.
Mahir, nice D. 7 seconds on the shot clock here.
7 to shoot. And the Spartans trying to come over the play. Mitchell inbounds.
They're going to go right. They're probably going to go right to Reyes here, and they do.
Reyes,
got the
6, 5, 4 to Mitchell. Has to take a shot. Dribbles. That's a shot clock violation.
Good defense. Good defense right there. This is what Goldie needs. Now the offense-defense comes in. Dante will check in, and so will the shooter. That is Justin Salem. Get the shooter back into the game.
James Mitchell, his game is to pass first and hurt him there with a shot clock.
Stancil's got the run and gun if he goes.
Corey Tate working on Mitchell here.
Corey looking for the hand.
Drive the lane. Perfect opportunity. Couldn't get the opportunity back, or I couldn't get the shot in. Thompson trying to go to the rack. 254, and that one knocked away.
That's a great job by Dante. He's just got to finish it. Use your body. He can do that whenever he wants on the offensive side of the floor.
Mitchell going to his left to Atkinson. Actually, now to Alkins to Atkinson. Now to Greenfield. Back to Atkinson. Thought about the 2. To Greenfield, to Alkins. Alkins taking a step at the free throw line. He'll give it to Greenfield, driving Reyes from beyond, and a foul.
Stancil. Good job, boy. Good job, Tony.
Stancil taking that one. And here we go. Goldey Beacom 225, 7-point deficit. Inbounding is Justin Salem. Ross Greenfield working on him, the senior from Dix Hills, New York.
Great job by Margarita Jubelli, women's basketball player, on the mop up there. She did a fantastic job.
Meyer Johnson to Thompson.
Come get the ball from him. Someone's got to come get him. He picked his dribble up.
Corey Tate. Oh, that's a bad play. Mitchell taking a step. Salem, great defense. But a putback there by Atkinson.
Why is Salem the only guy hustling back? If everyone hustles back, they may get that rebound.
Tate down 9. Far side, Salem to Stancil. Stancil for a jumper. Gets it to go. Stancil has been money.
Got to get up on D. Not a lot of time left. We're down by 7. Got to get up on D.
Minute 45. I don't believe Goldey Beacom has called a timeout here in the second half, so they have a full slate of them down the stretch.
Right now they need to stop.
Reyes.
Aquinas is going to wind this clock down.
Minute 30. 10 seconds to shoot. The ball's in the hands of James Mitchell. Rolls to his right. Finds the lane. Bobbles it, and they will call.
Corey got him on the arm from behind.
Corey Tate with a foul.
This is going to be Coach Deckmar's imploring for a full timeout, and he's going to get it right here.
So a full timeout, 60 seconds. And Pat, you're down 7 points. Need to stop here, but you need to get your three-point shooters rolling as well.
Yeah, this is why I'm up in the booth right now instead of on the sidelines. Maybe it's not the right call, but after that basket right there by Stancil, I would have had a little full court pressure right there. Because St. Thomas Aquinas is going to come down and try to dribble the clock out. And there was no pressure put on right there by Goldey Beacom. We'll see if that comes back to bite him. It's a 7-point game, only a minute and a half to go, 30 seconds of possession. And if there's really not much time left, and you're eventually going to have to start fouling some players to put them on the line in order to get enough possessions to complete the comeback. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here.
So as we have your timeout, I want to make you aware that Wednesday nights at 7, don't sit at home. Come out to Hooters in Newark, 13060 Astro Shopping Center. Why? For 302 Sports Weekly. Myself, Pat Garanis, Jason Winchell, Mike Lang, Nick Alessandrini, the entire 302 Sports crew brings you the latest in Delaware high school sports.
Yeah, and a little bit of college sports as well. We'll have a recap of this game. Maybe some top plays if there's if we deem any for this one, and also check out the women's home opener tomorrow.
Yeah,
noon start as the Goldey Beacom women open up their season here at home.
Special thanks to Gary and Nick for allowing us to have the show at Hooters. Enjoy their wings. Mitchell's shot is in. It is now an 8-point lead for the Spartans. Mitchell from the line so far has been perfect. 3 of 3. Looking to go 4 of 4 for St. Thomas Aquinas. He does.
And now Goldie's got to score quickly. It's just got to be a quick basket.
What does that full court pressure do? It makes you take your time going up. Salem far side, bring it back to center court.
And you can see it's a phantom pressure by Aquinas. They're not really playing up on the ball handler.
Johnson for 3. That one,
boy.
air ball.
And he's been money from the 3 line. He was 3 of 6 before that shot. Now you're probably gonna have to start playing the fouling game right here. A minute to go. Let's see.
Yep. Salem with a foul there. That'll send Mitchell back to the line. He's perfect. 4 of 4. Really, it's a question of who do you foul, because the 3 Spartans on the court right now that have taken foul shots, Reyes, Mitchell, and Atkinson, just been just about perfect for the Spartans.
They're the only 3 guys who have taken foul shots. They're the only 3 guys who have more than 4 points on this team. It's a 3-man show.
And only one man has missed 1 free throw.
Mitchell's got 16 points now. Reyes 23. Atkinson 20. That's their offense.
Combined 18 of 19 from the line. Oh, I got a lot of work to do. Lightning do.
And the Lightning got some growing up to do as a team, and they will get there.
For 3, gets that one to whack off the rim.
Definitely some good things shown here in this game today, especially that start. But they have some growing to do as a unit. A lot of new guys, only 2 returning rotational players on this team. Both of them kind of struggled tonight. So this team will improve, and you will see a better Goldey Beacom team as this season goes on. And let's be honest, right now these games early in the season aren't really what matters. What matters is the CACC schedule, your conference games. Last year they did very well in the conference, and that's the difference. So that if they can get right by the time they have to play Wilmington on December 9th, they'll be fine. Or I'm sorry, Chestnut Hill, I believe, this September or December
road tilt
2nd.
At December 2nd.
Yeah.
As St. Thomas Aquinas now up 81-68, a 13-point lead for the Spartans. Elliott to Salem. Salem driving baseline. Can't get that one to go. And a rebound by St. Thomas Aquinas. And they will dribble this one out.
It's a turnover, Ben.
It's a turnover. Wait, now turned it back over to Reyes. Driving to his right. And he can, about a half-second differential in shot clock and game clock.
They'll probably take the violation, Benny. So Aquinas will improve to 4-2. Goldie will fall to 0-3. But like we said, there was some good things that came out of this game for Goldie, Benny.
So 1.2 seconds, and that's impressive by Atkinson. Maybe he should have taken the shot. I don't know.
Steph Curry range.
It was just about at half court. We were talking earlier about their CACC record last year. They were 14-5, the best conference record Goldey Beacom's recorded in team history with 14 wins. But right now, 0-3 starts. It has been kind of a rough go of it for this inexperienced Goldey Beacom team. Not a lot of team chemistry so far, but we saw some good things in this one. We saw Corey Tate being able to rally despite having a rough game. Tate was able to put 10 points up. Defensively, he looked pretty good. But what silver linings do you take from this, Pat?
They just got to get more cohesion as a team defensively. I think they were a little slow-footed defensively. They had not a lot of court awareness as a group, but if they can improve on that and just play as more of a unit defensively, I think you'll see this team get better every game. Offensively, let's be honest, Corey Tate, 22 points a game, only had 10 points. He struggled today in this one. And for the most part, this season in their conference, not many teams can bring what St. Thomas Aquinas brought tonight. So if Goldie can play the way that they played tonight and fix just a few things up, they're going to be okay in this one. They're going to end up all right. It's going to take a little bit of time. We got a lot of new faces here, but this team's got talent, and I think you will see them get the ship turned around fairly soon, I believe.
81-68 is your final here from the Jones Center. And looking ahead to what Goldey Beacom has next, they will take to the road on Tuesday to take on Morgan State, November 21st game at 7 p.m. in Baltimore, Maryland. Morgan State, a team.
Division I
opponents. It might be a little wishful thinking, but what does Goldey Beacom have to do to beat them?
Similar things that, like I said before this, they got to be able to handle the pressure a little bit better. Defensively, they got to be a little more cohesive unit. Take away the middle as much as they can. They're an undersized team. They have to use their quickness to their advantage on the defensive side of the floor. And, it's going to be interesting there. It's going to be a homecoming for Isaiah Graves, the transfer from Oregon State. So, he'll have the juices flowing for that one. Hey, it's a Division I opponent. Work on you. Don't pay attention so much to the scoreboard. Work on you. Last year, the Division I opponent, they played Delaware and only lost by 5. So, things can happen.
Final stats for you. The lead scorer for the Goldey Beacom Lightning was Troy Stansel with 18 points. Meyer Johnson had 17 on 6 of 14 shooting. And then 2 players with 10, Dante Thompson and Corey Tate with 10 points there. For the St. Thomas Aquinas Spartans, the lead scorer was Justin Reyes. He had a double-double with 16 rebounds to go along with the 23 points.
And 5 assists.
And 5 assists as well. Was working on a triple-double there for a little bit. Chris Atkinson had 20 points. And James Mitchell with 19. He was 8-8 from the charity stripe. Well, for myself, Benny Pinella, Pat Garanis, Nick Hall, and of course you, the listener, thank you very much for joining us. Final score, St. Thomas Aquinas 81, Goldey Beacom 68 on 302 Sports.